Yes. Hello,
Yo,
everybody. GM. Welcome. I'm Souza from Linea, and this is Eric.
GM. Hello, world.
I feel like we don't know you, Eric, yet. Do you want to introduce yourself? Because we're gonna do this every week. Eric and I are gonna be co-hosting this segment that some cool guy who loves 90s action movies called The Sequencer, which sounds like a 90s action hero, doesn't it? Like a Steven Seagal kind of role. Did you name
Oh,
this,
Steven Seagal. Yeah, let's say it's inspired by action movies. I like that. That's definitely a more interesting story
Eric?
than some piece of code for sure.
Well, I mean, it's like a double. It's a double take, double play.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah. We're being literary.
yeah. We're being funny, I think, or not. I guess time will decide. The comments will decide. So, yeah, Eric, introduce yourself. Tell us what you do, and we're really excited to have you. By the way, I'm excited.
Yeah, what's up? My name is Eric Mack. I am a weird guy that lives in the desert, off grid, and then also I've worked at Consensus for about a year and a half, doing all kinds of crazy things, and have jumped on the Linea team to kind of spearhead some editorial and tell the story of Linea and make the story of Linea known to the wider world, which is I think is what we're going to try to do here a little bit, and what I'm most excited about.
Yeah, well, I'm fully on grid, so I think we balance each other out.
You're forgiven. It's okay.
I, you know, just another cog in the wheel. Me. So this is our first weekly live stream. As I said, we're going to be doing this every week because we want to tell you all the exciting things that are happening on Linea and just in Web3 in general. And I get really excited when I talk to partners about what they're building. And so I love talking and sharing that with everybody. So yeah. So this week we have, I feel like too many guests, which I'm all for. I love a party. We
It's the
have
arc, the arc of Linea.
I know. We have so many memes now that I feel like we have a whole arc, don't you? Or like
Nicolas,
halfway.
maybe it's Nicolas' arc. Maybe I don't know. We didn't
Oh,
run that by him, but it might stick.
we need to make a meme about the memes.
Right? Meme the memes, people.
Let's meme the memes later. Somebody in the comments, meme the memes. But on this live stream, we're going to be having T3. So they're a super fun game that called Polygunners, where they actually bring memes into their gameplay. So we're going to see that later. We're also going to demo Mix or MYX. I call them Mix, MYX.
I
I
thought it
think
was
they like
next.
both.
Yeah, we'll
Yeah.
find out.
Mix. I feel like I should turn my hat around. You know, Mix. And they have a new seamless trading feature. And I think we should time them. I think I should be the guy who brings out her iPhone and times them. So we're going to see how really seamless it is. And then Nile, who I don't know if you guys know this, but Consensus recently made an investment in Nile. And they are kind of officially, unofficially, our main DeFi partner on Linea. So they're going to be doing a segment, sorry, not a segment, a block, because let's
That's right.
make blockchain dad jokes on this live stream. Okay. They're going to be doing a block called Fill Your Bags, where we're going to try to help you do just that. Um, so yeah, and then we're going to rant about some stuff at the end because everyone loves a rant.
I
So
love
let's
that
get
I've already been emasculated by you, Susie, and that you brought the dad energy before the actual dad. So
yes.
cool. Thanks for putting me in my place right away. Appreciate it.
You're welcome. That's what I'm here for. All right, Eric, do you want to introduce our first block? What are the first thing? We're going to open it with something light before we get into all the partner stuff. What are we doing first?
So first, we're going to do the top 5 tweets of the week. We've just been
Yes.
kind of scrolling through primarily X. We should bring in some Farcaster next time. For this
1,000%.
week, we're still hooked on X, and so we got a total of 5 tweets here that we'll just roll through before we get into the nitty gritty and dive into the DeFi of it all. And I think the first one is
Who's
one
screen
that you.
sharing here? Is this a you thing? Is this a me thing? Is this a social
I can bring
Joey
it.
thing?
I can bring it up. Why don't you talk about
Yeah,
Winnie while I figure out how to bring it up. And yeah.
Okay. Top 5 tweets of the week to start off. If you guys know Winnie ETH, she is an amazing founder. She does chipped nails, where you basically have like a chip in your fingernails, and you can tag it, and it like tells you it brings up your socials. So this is my favorite tweet I saw this week, which was, living in California is hard because whenever someone mentions Gavin Newsom, I keep thinking they mean this guy, which made me actually laugh. Gavin Belson from Silicon Valley. Fun fact, when that show was on, I actually couldn't watch the show because it mirrored my own life working in a startup, so much so that I felt like I was at work. So I still can't watch the show because I don't want to spend my free time at work, you know?
Gavin Belson. Oh, I missed that. We need to bring that show
Gavin
back.
Belson
I love that show so much. We're gonna get to
That's
that
why
guy
it's funny.
a little
All
bit
right, do
later.
the next one. Do the next one. Maybe you have to be from California to get it. Sorry.
What do we have up next? Okay, so I'm wondering, can we actually get the sound of this one? Because the sound here is key.
Oh my God, I actually almost cried because that movie is so emotional for me and I love it. And it's like, and then I saw this and I was like, wait, should I be crying or laughing, or who's doing this?
Can we hear it? Oh no, it's not coming through. Hold on. Oh, technical difficulties. We're new here. Okay, so it's not actually tab sharing. I see what's going on here. Yeah.
We're figuring it out.
Almost there. See, you get so hooked on.
You're off the grid, you know?
I know you get so hooked on the way that Zoom does stuff. Let's
Yeah.
see if this will work here. We should have tab audio. Let's go. Let's go.
I think of meme coin communities as a new form of SPAC. It's not a financial SPAC, it's a special purpose attention community. Once you establish tribality amongst a certain group, if you can figure out a way to hold it together, then it can be a powerful political force, economic force, has buying power.
Hey, stop it.
Has
I think it's pretty
power.
long. You know what, Eric?
It goes on.
It does go on forever. So we have 3 more, but I think we should save these for the end. And the reason why is because our T3 friends are doing an NFT launch in 15 minutes, and they need to leave in less than that in order to make it to their launch of their NFT project on time. Is that okay if we do that? Okay,
yeah,
cool. All right. So we're going to save the rest of the ones for later. I'm really excited about those 2 because I had some rants to go on. But let's bring on T3, please, and Foxy. So everyone knows Foxy, the OG meme, the main squeeze of Linea. And we're also having on Sean. Hi, Sean from T3 Play.
Hey guys, how's it going?
Good. Lovely to see you. Sorry, we were getting too into Twitter. So we were like, we gotta bring you on before you're gonna miss your own NFT launch.
No, I love that video. I saw everyone reposting that this week and it was good.
All right. So tell us about your NFT launch. Share your screen. Tell us what it's all about. Yeah, let's get it going because it starts in 15 minutes. So we don't want to miss it.
Let me try and I'm gonna have to do the quickest pitch of all time. We'll do a deep dive later in the week or next week. But yeah, I'm Sean. I'm the founder of T3 Play. We are a Web3 studio. We're building games, as Susie said. We're building Polygoners, which is integrating memes, NFTs, other games, just anyone with an active community that we can get involved. And we've got, I think, nearly 40 partners already. You guys will have probably seen by now. We've partnered with most of the top Linea communities, and we've got characters. So we've created characters based on their meme or their PFPs and put it in the game. And that's the first sort of iteration of what we're building at T3 Play.
Can you show us a video? Sorry, interrupting. Can you show? Do you have a screen share? You can. Okay, we're going to suffer through the screen share twice.
I'm really bad at. Hold on.
You know, we should just do is we should have Joe.
I've got this. I'll put the website up just so that you can see something in the background.
Yeah, here it is.
Yeah, so this is what you're seeing there is just a mixture of gameplay and trailer from Polygunners, and there's also FF4, which is another shooter game. So both shooter games, but we're also building a lot of other things. A NFT marketplace, a wagering platform, and yeah, the goal for us is to bring together all these communities and create one giant ecosystem where we can have not only things for gamers. Like we want, most community members are not gamers, right? 99.9% probably are speculators. So we've got a lot in store for those community members as well. So yeah, I'd love to do a deep dive. I'm trying to do a bunch of things on the back end, but yeah, have a look. If you haven't played the game, you can jump onto Hyperplay if you're familiar with Hyperplay, which is pretty connected in the Linea ecosystem. Is a game launcher that you can play. If you need a multiplayer code, hit us up in Discord. The mint itself today is for T3 Play. These are the visionaries. There's 2,700 of these. $40 for whitelist and $60 for public. It's about 14 minutes away from beginning.
Do you have any? Can you show us? Can we see we live stream so we can see stuff, you know?
Let me.
And X spaces are sleepy.
I'll go to the. Where are we? Where am I now? I've got too many tabs open.
Visionaries. There it is. Yeah, it's at the top.
So, okay. Visionaries. Some of the benefits really quickly to go through. So there'll be continual T3P token success-based rewards. So T3P is our ecosystem token, which we'll be launching not long after this NFT mint on Linea as well. So keep an eye out for that. Partner vault staking. So we've partnered up with some awesome communities that we're going to be having rewards where you'll be able to lock these NFTs in those staking vaults, and then random token airdrops from multiple projects. So there's a lot coming. These are kind of this is the early alpha essentially for the entire T3 Play ecosystem. So this is getting in before the token. Obviously the token, as I mentioned, will be coming in the next few weeks, I would say, hopefully. So that's a little bit on the mint.
So you mint it and then you're up for rewards later. That's like the main utility. Yep.
Yep, exactly. So we'll have some stuff coming in the near future as well. Obviously, the vaults will go live once we get that token launched. So yeah, there's a lot coming in a very short period of time. But yeah, as an ecosystem, we are going to continue to onboard active communities into these games onto our platform. We've got some of the biggest brands in Web3, which we haven't announced yet. So those will be getting announced over the next coming 2 months, 2 to 3 months. And the goal really for us in general with Linea, because we took a long time to pick our blockchain. We've been building for 3 years. So, we've dealt with a lot of blockchains, and we ended up picking Linea for a reason. And
what was the reason? Just share the reason. Tell us the reason.
We love the team, obviously. No, the team, the community, like everything we've seen in the past few months, especially with Linea, and the approach is very much exactly what we've been looking for. We love how active the communities are. We think that Linea has staying power and really is nowhere near its peak. So there's a lot of potential left, huge potential in this chain that we see as being here early. We want to provide value to the entire ecosystem as we are with onboarding these partners. But not just that, we want to bring all of our other partners on other chains into Linea and provide as much value to the ecosystem, but also the community members, right? So that we can all grow together. And that's our short-term goal. And our long-term goal is to be one of the biggest, if not the biggest, Web3 gaming entity. So there's a lot coming, and we're pretty early, even though we've been building for 3 years. So
amazing. That's great. And it's launching. Your NFT is gonna go live in like 10 minutes, right? 1 p.m. Eastern.
Yeah. So I'm gonna have to jump off.
Okay.
In a couple minutes, let you guys chat with everyone else, and I can pop back in later if need be. But yeah, appreciate you guys having us on and letting me try and scramble through a short pitch. Like I said, we'll do a deep dive next week or something once the once I've got some sleep and we can focus.
I think the short pitch is good. Pressure makes diamonds, as they say. So I think you nailed it. Get your NFT, get rewards, more to come, partnerships going to be announced. I don't even know who they are yet, so I was going to ask you who they were, but we can't spill the tea just
no
yet.
one knows yet. Yeah, we've got an NFT giveaway on our X feed right now. If you have a look, there's 3 Visionaries NFTs up for grabs. If you just guess who you think one of those. There's 4 vault partners, so if you guess who you think one of those 4 are, and we'll do a Twitter picker or something to give away 3 of these NFTs.
Let's give away some NFTs. I love that. Thank you.
Let's do it. Awesome.
Let's do it.
Well, thank you, guys.
Thanks, Sean.
I'll check back in soon.
Okay, good luck.
Thank you.
Foxy, how's it been working with T3?
Hey, it's going great. We're completely excited to be building with them. And well, they've given all the Foxy holders a whitelist as well for their mint. So I think some of our community is looking forward to it. And outside of that, we saw their trailer, the sneak peek which they put out with the Foxy character, and it's quite exciting.
It's so
cool. So overall, we have a bunch of campaigns that's planned in the future. We can't yet comment on what's being planned. And then we have the mint that's upcoming today. And excited to try out Polygoners when it's out.
Same. I know there's so many characters. Like every time they'll be like, "Oh, I think you guys are the first character in their game."
Yeah, I believe so. I believe so.
Yeah,
it looks wonderful.
It looks very cool. And Croak was on next. He's in like a tracksuit, and it says Croak on the back of his tracksuit, which I think is so good.
Yeah, that's wonderful. I'm gonna have to get Optimus in the game as well. When they launch skins, maybe.
I was playing a little bit yesterday. I downloaded it and took most of the morning to figure it out. So if you see like the skin looks a lot like me. So if you see like sad 40-something-year-old man just like immediately getting fragged, just go easy, please. I'm new.
Of course.
Are you wearing like a Southwestern print?
It's it's like the weird slacker Southwestern sad Gen X man. Yeah, that's my skin.
Amazing. I'm gonna find you. Track you down. Cool. Great. Well, I think that's all. That's what we wanted to share again. We just want to have these little blocks. See what I did there again? So bad. Of segments where you could just learn things, right? We don't want to necessarily deep dive on anything. Foxy, do you want to give us any alphas? Spill any tea? Or no, we can just say goodbye and move on.
Nothing yet. Yeah, I'm gonna stick around, and if there's something else, I'm happy to pop back in. Okay. But for now, just thank the Foxy community for showing up as usual. The comments are filled with I can see Kitsune, I can see the Foxy holders, and it's absolutely wonderful to see everyone coming as usual.
Yeah, you guys are always around. I love it. Thank you. All right. Thanks, Optimus Foxy.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Bye.
Ciao, ciao. Eric, who do we have next?
Looks like we're moving on to, this is like the big educational reveal. Is it Mix? Is it Mike's? Is it MYX?
What if it's Mike's?
I would have questions.
I would have questions too. Ryan! We were just talking about him behind his back, and now he just walked into the room. We're like, oh, hey,
Hey guys, I just want to say I really loved what you guys. This program is actually amazing. One of the best I've seen in crypto space. Actually, hopefully I've seen enough
late night
shows and podcasts to say the right things. In the program, just not to ruin it. I absolutely love the tweets, and I look forward to the next 3. So what's up, everyone? I'm Ryan from Mix. It's literally like 1:45 in the morning for me, so I'm in Singapore time. So I'm literally in a little secret dark room trying to showcase something that we think is really cool for you guys. And fingers crossed that everything is gonna work today. We've rehearsed. Hopefully that it's gonna work. But
gonna work.
If it didn't, I'm gonna be socially dead and just mysteriously.
When it works, you're just gonna sleep for the next like 36 hours. I imagine you, Ryan, like in a hoodie that's like pulled too tight, and it's just like this much of your face.
Yeah, literally. That's my current state right now.
Amazing. I think everyone gets there after like 11:30. That's where I immediately go to. Just the
His camera's actually on right now.
yeah.
He's wearing an R thing.
This is
Goes
true.
up hoodie. Yeah.
Okay, Ryan.
What's up, bro? That's me. Yeah.
So thanks for clearing it up. It's not MIX or Mike's. Praise the Lord.
It's mixed.
It's
You can-
mixed.
I love personally to call it mix. Yeah.
Me too. I think it's like it's got good vibes. It's got hoodie vibes.
It sounds cool.
It sounds cool. We like it. So let's demo seamless trading, and you need to explain to us why it's seamless, why it's better. Do a screen share. Let's see if Ryan can figure it out faster than the last two people.
Yeah. I actually tried to.
Did you practice? Smart.
I did practice. And it's coming up. Hopefully, you're gonna see the screen right now.
All right, we see the screen.
Yeah, and before I do anything, I just want to give you guys a quick overview of what's coming.
Yeah.
So
well, tell us about Mix. Give us like the 30 seconds about Mix, and then tell us what's coming, and then we'll time you. No pressure.
Yeah. So Mix is a pool model on-chain perpetual DEX, which means we're not operating on an order book, but a liquidity pool that's going to help to match long and short traders on a decentralized manner. It's a lot more challenging because in an on-chain environment, you have to deal with the delays of the TPS on-chain, and then you have to deal with a lot of other issues. So one of the key innovations that we have at Mix is to create a matching engine that's called a matching pool mechanism, or MPM. What it does is it actually solves the problem of unnecessarily high trading costs on chain, which is caused by low capital efficiency in previous pool model perp dexes. So whereas in the other perp dexes, you can only support open interest up to the amount of the liquidity you have in the pool for obvious reasons. At Mix, we can actually support unlimited amount of open interest with limited amount of liquidity in the pool, which really solve the capital efficiency problem, which allows us to offer centralized exchange level fees with no slippage for the traders. And it's actually the first time that's being done in an on-chain environment. So that's one of our major innovations. And the features that we're going to introduce today is, I think, is equally important to the matching pool mechanism itself, because we're just really trying to create something that's actually going to work for the users. So today, when you are trying to get into the Web3 space from a Web2 user being a centralized trader and whatnot, it's quite burdensome for you. You have to set up a wallet. You have to get gas tokens. You're gonna have to get some of the collaterals in your account, and then you deal with constant signing of every transactions and everything, and you could run out of your gas when you're trying to close a position, and you hit yourself in a.
It's so frustrating. I can't tell you how many times on a wallet, won't name names, but I tried to buy crypto using my bank account, credit card, PayPal, Apple Pay, and I got rejected every time.
Yeah.
In every single way. It's so frustrating. Even being in crypto, the gas thing is the worst when you don't have enough of your one stupid token to pay for your gas. And you're like, what about all these other tokens? Just pick one. I don't care. Just want to pay for my gas and get out of here, So frustrating. It's the worst.
Yeah, it's the DeFi user experience in general is nothing close to being something that a user will prefer. That's why we don't have enough users, period, on chain.
So are you going to show us a better way? Is this one of those things where it's like, there's got to be a better way kind of thing?
Yeah.
Yes.
And this is the part that I start to actually get it working. So
okay, are we timing you? Is this when the timing starts?
Okay, let's go.
I actually don't have my phone on me. I'll do it in my head.
Yeah, I'm just get ahead of you.
No pressure.
Yeah, so you can basically right now.
It's literally pressure. But.
I'm just gonna try and ignore the pressure. So you can
Yeah.
set up a wallet if you don't have one using your phone number or social logins. Here, I'm just gonna use a classical
MetaMask,
MetaMask.
smart.
Yeah.
Know your
And
items.
I have an account ready. And the point of this system is that it doesn't require you to have any Ethereum. But for some reason, I do have some Ethereum in my account. But challenge me if this balance changed in the end of this demonstration. So it's going to stay 00441. And what you can do here is you can enable seamless trading by setting a password. And we recommend that you just use something from the Google Chrome. It's secure and easy for you. And this password, if you click this, you're actually signing with your wallet the password to create a seed for an API key that's acting as a trading delegate for your master account. So I just did that. So when you have that, let's say we're going to try and open a long position. So at this point, I didn't do anything. So I didn't sign any transaction on chain because I just simply signed and created a wallet or API key that's EVM compatible. I'm going to click opening long position. And in this process, we actually have this little process to authorize seamless trading when you're actually trying to open a position for the first time. I'm confirming opening long position at 20 times leverage. And you're going to get a permit. You sign the permit, and you get another second pop-up to authorize your seamless account. And I just did the second signature, and that's it. So right now what's happening is that we're signing your trade with your API key in the back. So that's just done for you. So hopefully it's going to pop up once it's executed on chain, and that's there. So notice how you actually did sign a couple of messages when you're trying to open the first transaction. But after that, let's say we're going to close this, and I'm not signing anything whatsoever, and it's done for me. It's right there. So what that does for you is you can create an API key, and you can use Mix by importing this API key on any device. So Mix is officially a wallet-free app, if you will. So if you have an API key and you import it into your browser, and it stores locally on your own device, and it can be unlocked every time. Let me actually show you. Once you have a seamless trading, what's going to happen? I'm going to disable all of my MetaMask for now, so that I'm going to show you what it looks like. So I have officially disconnected the MetaMask, and I click get started. Notice we have a different interface here because we recognize that you have a seamless trading that's already set up for this account, and you just enter your password, which is remembered by the Google Chrome quite easily for you, and you confirm. Once you do that, a wallet is set up in your device's memory, which is wiped out once you close your browser or your session is timed out. So it's super secure, and this API key does not handle your actual asset for just period. It doesn't handle your actual asset. It's just an API key that's trying to place order for you, and you log in and you open it long position again, so you don't assign anything. You don't connect to any wallet. This is something that's quite new in the entire crypto space. So it's a wallet free app for you.
This is super exciting. Yeah, so I did time it, and it looks like you got to the first trade in just a couple of minutes. So I think you actually met the time there, and it looks like I mean, so basically, if I'm understanding, a lot of you're delegating a lot through the API, or the user is delegating a lot through the API to make be able to make the trades without having to do all the signatures, which is a direction that a lot of folks in the space are moving in. I know the MetaMask team is moving in that direction with our delegation toolkit, and I really think this is kind of the key to getting more people onboarded and just making this a more seamless experience. That's what's going on, right?
Yeah, so it's so much easier because you don't need any gas in your wallet. You just withdraw $100 from your central exchange, and there you go. You can right
That's
away start
amazing.
trading. And we want users to actually add Mix to their home screens of their mobile phones and start using Mix in that setup. Because once you have an API key, it's all there for you, and you can use a hardware wallet to store your asset, and then trade with your API key, which is a hotkey that's stored in your own device.
That's pretty
Yeah,
cool.
this is like it's a huge move toward like what I think you sometimes refer to as like intent-based trading, where like, look, we should just be able in Web3 to say like what our intention is and what we want to do,
Yeah.
and then like if you trust the dApps and the platforms that you're interacting with, like we're going back to a little bit of trust, but we're at that point where not every single thing has to be trustless, and we have to see like every little like what am I signing. If you trust who you're interacting with, or you trust the AI that might be doing the interaction for you in the near future, then it makes sense to be delegating like this, I think.
Yeah, and the whole point here is actually to be able to do that in a trustless manner, in a decentralized manner. So the whole process that just happened. So the Mix does not have access to the API key whatsoever. It's all there in your own device. So once you delete it, it's gone for good, and you can actually recreate the API key with the same password, as long as you have your master account anytime that you want. So it's really something that we think we are very, very proud of.
Yeah, that's awesome. So even more trustless than I was imagining, which is great. We still have to trust that it's not all just malware, but we obviously do. So like, what are we before we go to our coveted fill your bags section, or block soon to be important block? Any kind of final thoughts or other takeaways for Mix?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot, and we want to make sure that people loves using the product for what it is, and we want to make sure that this is one of the first dApps out there that's going to actually capture real, genuine users that's going to come and use it on a day-to-day basis and create real value for the users. And fingers crossed that we do just that. Thank you so much for having me today.
Thanks, Ryan.
It's been great talking to you guys.
Same. Yeah,
well done. Ryan performed well under pressure.
He does. Good job for Ryan. Hip hip. Hooray. Wait, I was supposed to give like a 3 cheers for Ryan. We didn't. I missed it.
We did it in spirit. Yeah.
Yeah. But Mix is actually, you know what's so funny? When Mix came on Linea, we were all like, who's like Mix? And then all of a sudden, like every person on growth would be like, Susie, do more for Mix. Susie, like pump Mix more. Like they're doing so much cool stuff. And now they're here finally on live stream. So yeah,
Nice.
behind the scenes, Linea is very excited about Mix because of things just like this. I love it.
Totally.
All right.
So what's next?
What is next is we are doing Fill Your Bags, a new block. It feels weird still. By our friends at Nile, who are going to be, we're going to give them be like, go Nile, go forth. So we've
What's
let Nile.
up?
Hi, North. North is the founder
Hey,
of Nile.
everybody.
Nice to
here.
have you on.
Good to be here. Yeah, for anybody who hasn't, met me yet, North, one of the founders at Nile Exchange. Like Susan mentioned, Consensus invested in us and wanted to give a little bit of color as to why in the world they would do that, and also talk a little bit about the vision, that we had pulling this together, for having some content, on the weekly that helps you to understand, make a little more sense of Web3, what's happening within the Linea ecosystem.
Yes.
Because we know a lot of you are really trying to make it and trying to learn new things and grow your bags. So, with that, Nile is the next generation DEX. We call it a meta DEX. And I won't go into too much detail there today, but essentially if you think about different technologies you've seen over the years evolve, every version, and iteration gets a little bit better and finds new breakthroughs and ways to improve. And what you're seeing with Nile is that latest iteration, that next generation DEX, that solves some of the challenges of Uniswap, solves some of the challenges of Curve, going all the way back to the early beginnings of what they call AMMs or DEXs. And so that, in short, is why Consensus made this investment, is because it provides a growth engine for all the things that we're talking about, for the NFTs, for the gaming on Web3, for DeFi projects, right? Lending protocols, perp exchanges, like we just saw with Mix, and so forth. So that's kind of the overview of why Nile would be this critical liquidity engine and investment for Consensus. It goes so much further than that. And so for me, I've got my Twitter on here, and not to shill too hard, but I really have found
minimal
I will
shill,
shill, just North Pool 9 and follow me, because one of the things that we found as a team is that one is the individual accounts. We're actually able to do quite a bit of education that just speaks right to some of the people who are most interested in what we're doing and can benefit the most from what we're talking about. And so one of the things that you'll see, following there, in addition to kind of our main account where we're talking about the project, talking about, the ecosystem as a whole, talking about the latest APRs, things like that, is you'll get what I'm trying to do lately, especially, is make sense of what you're seeing on the trading charts. So when you wake up and, you roll out of bed and you get your coffee and you look at your phone and the chart is red, being able to say, why is this happening, and actually, have good information, and make sense of the world and what's happening. And, an example is, if we take this week, if you woke up Monday morning, and you weren't totally sure what was happening, then you wouldn't have known that the New York Fed was giving their inflation prediction, right, for 2025. That's a big deal. And then Tuesday, coming out with what they call a PPI, the producer price index. And if that came in higher than what analysts expected, those numbers or projections, you were going to see a red chart in your bags, like all the way down to the individual meme coin that you have purchased, or that you hold on, that's on Linea. Like, why in the world would Foxy go red or dip based on this PPI reading from this economic data? Same thing. And the biggest one was yesterday, with what they call a CPI, or the consumer price index. This is something that we knew if it came in high, everything in our space was going to dip. It was going to go red. The reason, because it would be saying that what they anticipated and what had been priced into the market about inflation was wrong. And in fact, it's even worse than they thought, which would mean for folks like you and I and others who are trading in the space, it would mean that there's less likelihood for the Fed to lower interest rates, which leads us into a more of a risk-on environment, into asset classes like some of the stuff that you all are following in projects that you're really engaged in. So fortunately, that CPI came in lower, just by a small amount, but lower than what they expected. So that created a huge ripple effect across the entire world. And
across Ripple. Nice.
Yes, it did. It did. Nice. It did hit XRP too. And so you woke up on Wednesday, you were like, wow, why is everything green? And that's why. So we try and break some things down and make it a little easier to make sense of it. I don't know how much, how effective we are at saying what's going to come, but specifically, but certainly being able to say, what to watch out for. and make sense of things after they happen. Why does this matter for us? Well, because we've talked a lot about within the Linea ecosystem, there are so many participants across all different types of verticals and reasons for being here. Overall, though, there is this sense of financial freedom, sense of participation, making a better life, for oneself, getting involved in a community that all of us are a part of. And so helping to make sense of that is, I think, has value, and hope you find value in that as well. Filling your bags, thinking about today, one thing I wanted to cover was with this next generation DEX and how it works. It's super unique because you're solving the problem for LPs, so that want to come in and provide liquidity. You're solving the problem for traders who want the lowest slippage possible when they make a trade. And then you're solving the problem for token lockers or stakers. And how do they, have ongoing utility with with their participation. And one of the ways that I just wanted to dive into and show, if I could,
Yes.
how that
Please
works. Great. Let me do a screen share here.
And North is really good at describing complex financial things to me. So
right here.
if he could do that to me,
He speaks
could
Sousa.
just
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
Can you see this? Okay. So right here, you can see we're one of the scale partners down here on Consensus. But right there, what you can see is basically, if you're wanting to swap, here's something unique across all of DeFi, which is, and gives you kind of a clue into how we're approaching our relationship with you, with the ecosystem, and and Web3 overall, and that is collaboratively. So if you look here, if you're going to come and you say, I want to swap, ETH to Nile, what you're going to see on the right is you're going to see all of the major routers that are going to help you to get the best execution. And one thing you might say is, great, well, why is that important to me? Well, guess what? Some of these routers, if we're not cutting, if we're not doing the best and we're not providing the best execution for you on that trade, then it'll route through somebody else. It'll route through one of our competitors, direct competitors, right? And so that's one of the ways that as a trader, or if you're just trying to make swaps, coming here and actually executing a trade here, you're going to get the best that is not limited just to our walled garden, of Nile. So that's one thing. Then if you take a look at liquidity, this is where everything goes. As far as, here's how the engine works, right? You have liquidity pools, and there are some people who come and they say, the role that I want to play is I want to come and provide some of my USDC and some of my ETH, and in exchange for that, I get some sort of return, right, for lending out my my tokens. And that enables, the depth of it, all the tech that we've packed in here enables for traders to come and trade for USDC and ETH and do so without, what they call slippage, or without losing, money in the process. Okay, the process. And so that's kind of what this is. Well, if we scroll down a little bit and we take a look at Foxy right here. So Foxy has a little over 500,000 in this liquidity pool. You can actually see exactly the breakdown of how much of that is Foxy, how much of that is ETH. You can see what the current APR is on that pool if you're a liquidity provider.
Is that 1,000? Is that 1,047?
There's a comma there.
It is.
There is a comma.
And then you can see certain like direct incentives that are coming. And so, and then over here, what we've done is we've gamified it to where we have badges for the different, boosts or bonus points depending on participation that you would have, be getting, in this pool. And so Foxy is a good example. So Foxy says, what we want to do is we want to, for our users to have better execution. We want and to attract LPs to come and buy Foxy, pair it with ETH, and deposit it here, which is good for their project. then one thing that's unique about what we do is they're able to incentivize. So they go up here and they click incentivize, and then what they're able to see is this. Can everybody see that?
Yeah.
Okay, so what this is we've gamified it. So now Foxy, Croak, Linpus. There are others that are not on here, Gravita, Mendy, and many more. But this is the top 5. So what's cool about it is if Foxy says, you know what, we want to incentivize the voters that they've bought Nile, they've locked it, and now they're voting to determine which LPs are going to get those APRs, then we want to incentivize them to choose the Foxy pool. And so what they do is they just, deposit an incentive there. And then depending on how much it is, they get, ranked and get this additional marketing visibility, in the top 5. And then if you come back to the app, what happens here is when voters come in to vote right here, if this click over, here we go. So then what they'll do is they'll select their VE Nile, that's their voting position. So if you buy and lock Nile, then you get access to this. And then they'll come down here and a voter will say, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and vote. Like they haven't got their incentives in yet for this week because it's every Wednesday, but they'll come here and they'll say, wow, I'm going to come here and vote for this Foxy pool because I want part of that, whatever it was, $10,000 that they've put towards this pool. So I'm going to take my vote and I'm going to put it here. And then that translates over into more of the rewards going to the Foxy pool versus the Nile pool, the USDC pool, or the Linpus pool, as an example. So that's one way that with this leaderboard that we've actually found a lot of success bringing gamification into what might otherwise seem like a boring, space as far as, a liquidity provider and a DEX, but it's really worked. It's really been effective. And so for projects that are out there that you like, if you're wanting to get more of that token and you're wanting to support those pools as a liquidity provider, buying and locking Nile and then voting for that, for example, that Foxy pool, you actually get 2 things. One, you get your portion of those incentives, those voting incentives that they've put. And then 2 is you get all of the fees, according to your portion, you get all of the fees that are being generated as people are trading back and forth between Foxy and ETH. And that is totally unique to this model, within DeFi. And there are a few huge players, in the space, and it's called a MetaDex. So hopefully that gives you a little bit of a sense of what is different in the latest technology and the latest solution for powering, a chain like Linea, how projects are able to bootstrap through this unique, incentives infrastructure and voting. And then how you're, as an LP, you're just able to get the most rewards and how it's sustainable over time.
What would you say, just to we just got a couple of minutes here, but what would you say to kind of wrap things up really briefly? What is the formula for success for traders using Nile and also for, meme communities that are eyeing Nile for their token?
Yeah, so we're connected with Pond.Fund right now. Virtually every meme coin that's launching, their liquidity is hosted on Nile, so they're already benefiting from this system and this efficiency. And I would say as they start out, they are able to, when those vote incentives come in, one thing that's interesting is it markets, because any of the voters, if they may never have heard of Foxy or Linpus or Croak, but all of a sudden they've earned by voting some of those tokens. It's in their wallet, it's in their face, the brand is there. We found a lot of actual marketing budget going towards incentivization in this unique way, because it really gets into somebody's wallet. and then they say, well, what is this thing? And they go to the project and then they say, wow, it's an amazing community. This is an amazing project. I'm going to, participate further. And second question is, if for traders, really kind of what I described is just the best execution. If you come to the site, you're going to get the best execution across Linea, competitors included. And we feel very strongly that that's a good, ethos, a good way to approach, giving them the best experience. So just come to that. Eric, the easiest answer is just come and swap there.
So the formula for success for trading on Nile, it is trading on Nile, is what.
That's right.
That's what I get.
Yeah.
Okay,
That's right.
Fair enough.
Thank you, North. Grow your bags, add some liquidity, make votes, get paid in fees. That's what I learned.
Sounds good.
We have 5 minutes left.
All right, not too bad. We actually moved it
Sweet.
along.
I'm terrible at time management, so this is like a huge win for me. This is
Excellent.
like very out of character.
So what do we have left? We want to go back to the tweets that we didn't get to.
We have 3 more tweets of the week. We can do that. We also have a little bit of a speculation session. It's crypto. We like to speculate.
Totally.
So maybe we just do one more tweet. Let's do one more tweet of the week. Can I choose one? Because I actually have one that I'm very passionate about that I would really like to share.
Which one is that? Go for it.
Okay, let me see if now I'm gonna be the guy who shares and it looks all weird and stuff. You know what I mean? Okay.
Go for it. I think I've got some here.
I got it.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So this is my tweet of the week, Bitcoin Magazine. And here is my slight rant. Bitcoin Magazine, cool it with the live streams of Bitcoin hitting 100K because this happened. I feel like ages ago, and now every time Bitcoin goes under 100K and then it goes back up, they're like, oh my God, we're going to have another watch party. And then they bring up this live stream and they're like, it's a watch party. Pew, pew, pew. Bitcoin's hitting 100K. And this is the 7th time this has happened. And we keep having these price watch parties for Bitcoin hitting 100K, but it already hit 100K. We don't need to watch it again. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's a little much.
It
reminds me. There was a guy in my little town here in New Mexico. There was a guy that every time the gas prices or petrol got a little bit too high, he made it his mission to actually protest the gas prices.
Nice.
So every time they got above I don't know, it was $4 or $5 at the time. He would post signs at every gas station, telling you it was cheaper in the next town. So this guy picketed gas prices, and it was just like this. He did it every time for years.
For every time it got 3 days.
It's
he'd go and collect his signs, and then 4 days later, he'd go back up and he'd put out his signs again.
Right.
That's what this feels like.
So
no more watch parties.
On this one.
Yeah, right. We don't need to keep watching it. We ride the roller coaster of crypto, don't we? Guys, how many times do you check and you're you check the charts every day and then you start to feel insane. And so you're I can't do this, but then I can't not do this. So this feels like that, but at a higher production value. So that's my tweet of the week / hot take. We don't need any more live parties. It already hit 100K. Nobody cares anymore. I
can get behind that. It's a bit if anyone still watches cable news, if you watch CNN or Fox or any of those, everything is breaking news. Each news story is breaking news. We're going to add, and it's
like a boy who cried wolf. We don't need to.
Exactly.
It's not breaking anymore.
Exactly.
All right, maybe that was my rant to finish it off. Eric, would you like to do a final rant / speculation session? What's your theme?
Right. So for our last block, we were talking about maybe doing a couple of predictions because it feels like a lot could change between now and when we have the next live stream next week. I think here in the United States, we're going to have a new president inaugurated before the next live stream. And there's a lot of talk of what that could mean and what it could mean for crypto. Are we going to have a strategic Bitcoin reserve? Are we going to we've got a new crypto czar for the first time, and that's never happened before. So a lot could happen, and we were talking about it offline, what is actually going to happen. My bet is in the first couple of days, I would speculate in the first couple of days, actually probably nothing. Just because there'll be a lot more going on, and I think Trump might maybe forget about crypto until somebody reminds him for at least a week or something. But what will happen is the nonstop memeing. So I think this is going to be over the next week, I think like almost immediately, it's already kind of happening. People are going to be leaning into new memes pretty hard to express
Political memes?
political memes, like crypto related memes, but like memes of all sorts, to express their political beliefs and leanings. Like in 2017, the last time we were in this position at the beginning of a Trump administration, there were marches, there were demonstrations, there were counter demonstrations, and like it doesn't feel like that energy is really there as much. Like there's been a pretty big vibe shift. So I feel like there's going to be less anatomically themed hats going around this time, but a lot more memes. We're going to move politics into memes and probably into meme coins even more than it already is. That's
Let's
my
put our
speculation.
politics. That's your speculation. Let's
Put politics into
on chain.
memes. Memes are a healthy place for political
Yeah.
expression.
Memes are healthy, political, and then we'll put it on chain.
Yeah.
Move your politics.
Fill
chain.
your bags, troll your relatives. This is where we're going.
I think that is a great speculation. And
so that's it.
I support it. I have
do you have
nothing
any
to
other
add.
speculation?
I don't want to because I feel like I'll just go too long, and we've already been on for an hour. It's 3:30. 1 minute over. See, I don't want to ruin time management. That was a great speculation to end on. Yes, next week, transfer of power, new administration for the United States and kind of the world, and really crypto. So we're going to see what happens.
Very
2025 is going to be a wild ride, boys and girls. I can feel it.
Buckle up. We'll be there every week. That's the plan.
Yep. Buckled up. All right, guys. Thank you so much for joining our first live stream. This is live stream number 1 of many. Come today, stay forever. Come next week, stay forever. Next week, I think we have a meme launch pad that we're going to be featuring. We might do some AI hot takes. There's a lot of AI projects happening, tons of memes happening on Linea. So we're really excited to line up next week. We'll see you next week on Thursday.
Sequencer out. Peace.
Sequencer out. Hash.